Good morning, everybody. So welcome. We've just concluded our first series of talks at the 60th British Nuclear Medicine Spring Meeting in Manchester. And we are joined today by our highlight speakers today, Carla, John, Shoban, and Dr. Higgins, Professor Higgins, sorry, Dr. Higgins. So thank you for joining us today. So if we start with you, Shoban, if you'd like to kindly tell us about what you thought about the clinical highlights today and anything you are looking forward to in particular.
So I think the range and scope of all the presentations really impressed me. So it was a tough job to hone in on some things that I would like to highlight, but I think I've done what I thought was a fair job. So 2-3 themes come out through all these oral presentations, and the one is the focus on brain imaging, because there's a big focus on brain imaging, the sequence of tests prior to getting a diagnosis of dementia or Parkinson's disease. That impressed me. The other theme was sequence of tests for infection, SPECT-CT, PET-CT, radio-labeled white cells. So all of this is optimization of imaging pathways with an underlying clinical theme. These are the two themes that I was really particularly impressed about.
Yes. No, there's definitely a lot about brain imaging that's coming across soon, isn't it?
Yes.
And with copper imaging and zirconium as well. Thank you. And if we move on to you, John, if you would.
Although speaking about physics, again, brain imaging, I think it's a passion of mine, but equally it's becoming more important in nuclear medicine as well, particularly with some of the therapeutics coming through. So I'm really excited. Got some great speakers in neurology sessions for the meeting. But from a physics perspective, I've been really excited generally about the program that's there, and it's really quite hard to pick up on highlights. But I think theranostics is obviously, again, an area which is really exciting at the moment, and there's lots of good clinical and technical and physics things going on there. So that's why I wanted to pick up some physics highlights in that area. And interestingly, it's not normally one of my favourite topics, but radiation safety. I think we need to do better for our patients and our staff as well. And I think, again, there's some really interesting talks that are going to be at this meeting to try and help us do things better than we are doing currently. So I'm quite excited about that as well.
And that's why we're all here, isn't it? How do we do things better for our patients, isn't
Absolutely.
it? And that's what unifies us all as clinical groups. So thank you very much, John. We're very looking forward to it, aren't we? So Carla, if you'd like to say from the technology and the nursing side, anything you would like to bring to attention?
I think one of the key things was in terms of workforce, there's a strong and how to engage the community, how to attract as a nuclear medicine as a career, either as a radiographer or a technologist or nurse. How do you draw attention, especially now, like those two talks. So as you could probably see with a total body PET, that will going to increase the patient throughput, but you don't have enough staff. So it's good for the patients, but where do you get the staff? So, and retraining. So that's like something very important, like John mentioned as well, radiation protection will come into play. So definitely a multidisciplinary approach for this.
No, absolutely. It's the staff, that's the lifeblood of this service, isn't it? And, without technologists, without clinical scientists or even the physicians, you can't run this service. So it sounds fantastic that we're already proactively trying to reach out to the future colleagues, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Thank you. So if we could move it all along to Rob. So you had the unenviable task of trawling through a record number of posters this year.
Indeed.
What was that like for you?
It was challenging, but it was really interesting, particularly in my role as program leader for the nuclear medicine course at Salford. It's really interesting to see what's up and coming, what people's thoughts are. So it was really difficult. So I tried to sort of pick things that I thought would be of interest to the audience, but also to me, so things around sort of how we're automating systems in real world environments, because obviously there's a lot of good things, but actually how do we deliver that? Using existing systems, how do we make sure all these exciting things obviously maintain that sort of patient safety, but also training as well. I think that's quite important. So again, there were a sort of a number of themes that come across in the posters. And it's really interesting to see all the exciting stuff that's going out there and all the things I need to think about for the program moving forward as well now. So, but yeah, it's really good.
I think that's the real strength in these meetings, isn't it? You inspire something. You may not learn something, but you'll come back going, I'd like to try that at home, isn't it? So without dragging too long, I'm not going to hold you to it, but can you recommend one or two posters you think the delegates should go and see?
Ooh, gosh, now you're putting me really on
I've put you on the spot there.
I think, I suppose, again, interestingly was the last one talking about, using sort of DAT scanning and actually how you can use that, not just to sort of automatically just through rescanning, but all the considerations and actually the value that has in that sort of follow-up mechanism, because I think sometimes it's not always maybe as effectively used as it could be. Long axial field of view PET, I think that's the big thing. Everybody's talking about it. So I think that was a sort of a big thing as well. But also I was quite interested as well around the use of the Clarity 2D, actually that you can sometimes over-process. And I think there is a temptation maybe to over-process things. And actually sometimes we just need to take a step back and actually sort of just use what the manufacturer says rather than sort of getting carried away with stuff.
No, so I think it's a very insightful way of looking at it. And sorry for Prof. Mori, one or two clinical sessions you think the delegates must go and see?
So definitely the brain session, it's on Tuesday afternoon, so make sure that you're able to go there before the awards dinner. And the couple of sessions on SPECT CT and PET CT in orthopedics, pain generators. I think those will be good, interesting sessions clinically.
Yeah. I think pain generator is something where NucMed offers real value for the orthopedic colleagues. So definitely in SPECT CT, everyone's moving about PET CT and theranostics. But don't forget to look back, as he very rightly said. Very important. No, thank you. And Professor Dickinson, if you'd say one or two things you think the delegates must see in the clinic, in the scientific stream.
Well, I think I pulled it up in the highlights talk there. I think we're getting quite varying practice. It's great to be pushing for good, but if all of our goods are different, then, or what we think is good is different, then maybe we're not in the best place. So there was a couple of surveys that I presented in the highlights there, and it's showing heterogeneity. And I think as a community, we've got to learn from each other and not be siloed and try and do what's best nationally for people as well. So there was something about the post-ablation therapy restrictions, which are hugely heterogeneous in what we're doing. And similarly with simple things like bone scans, we're doing very, very, very different things. And I know our readers have their own preferences, but I really don't think that the disparity we're seeing is probably good. So I think as a community and this meeting, I think it's not just the sessions, it's being together and talking to each other and networking each other and learning from each other. So for me, that's where I think the big benefits are going to be from this meeting.
I think everybody can take something home from that one, which is quite important, isn't it? So lots of ways to skin a cat. But which is the best way?
Well, as long as we get somewhere similar, I like different.
We'll all skin the cat together.
I actually haven't looked much at the program. You got me there.
Okay. So, Carla, is there anything at all you want to? I'm going to ask you now. Somewhere you're going to see. You can go to the cat skinning lecture if you like.
I'm actually going to go to the physics session.
No.
I'm not going to say that. I think it will be interesting to see the session on workforce and also the involvement in therapy and administration of therapies. I think those two sessions will be very important for the technologists.
Good.
Yeah, and one of the outreach, their model, I think there's positive takeaways, good examples for other departments to try and implement. So I think that's a good example as well.
Wonderful, thank you. Well, it is the future. Well, as I said, thanks you very much, everybody. Thank you for taking the time. I hope you all enjoy the show. I'm sure we all will. And thanks very much, and we'll all see you around.